Hello, my name is Rachel Anise, otherwise known as the Beauty Professor. Welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met yet, I am so glad you're here. I am a beauty expert who has been working in the beauty industry for the last 12 years, and I am also a full-time college professor of communication studies and a mom. I like to blend the world of academia with beauty so I can bring you the best in both of these spaces. And today, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, foundation. Foundation is the beauty product that inspired me to start Beauty Professor 12 years ago, almost 13 at this point. And I was always on this quest for the perfect base. I have clearly learned that there is no such thing, and that's a part of the beauty of having a passion in the beauty space, is that you're always testing and trying new things, understanding that the newness and the pursuit of that newness is a part of the joy, the journey over the final destination. Now that summer is halfway over, I've been taking inventory of the foundations that I've been reaching for. And I have tested hundreds, if not thousands, of foundations at this stage in my career. And now I really like a medium coverage, natural skin finish foundation that wears well all day. Is that too much to ask for? I'm going to show you the foundations that have made the cut this summer. Up first, we have the Maxine's Revenge French Face. This is what's on my face right now, and I applied this almost 10 hours ago, first thing this morning, and it's now end of day. This is technically a concealer by its moniker, but I treat it like a foundation and I don't apply any additional concealer. And I have it in two shades, light medium sand, and then I believe this is medium sand. The sticker fell off, so I'll have to put it in the details box below where I'll put everything today. This is such a fascinating formula. It is created for more mature skin, though I think a lot of different skin ages can get away with it. What it is designed to do is to conceal imperfections without creasing, without leaving an obvious texture or powdery finish, without moving or migrating as the day goes on. And because it comes in a pretty vast range of shades, you can also use deeper shades to contour, to add warmth to the face. You can use lighter ones to highlight, but they are all a cream finish with zero shimmer. And just because there's no apparent luminosity doesn't mean that there's not dimension, because there is. I'm going to insert a picture of exactly how I applied these two shades this morning, and you'll see that I just buff it out with a brush and I get this really even, flawless finish. The only other thing I'm wearing on my cheeks with this today, not even blush, is this by TirTir bronzer. It's a new formula by TirTir, and TirTir always does bronzer so impeccably. This is Tea to Tan Sun Powder shade 3. It's tan bronze, great for medium skin. A topic for another time, but I needed to tell you that's all that's on top of my Maxine's Revenge French Face. This brand is special. It wears flawlessly throughout the day. So let me know if you have questions about this one. I feel like this is a really unique brand and I wanted to put it on your radar. Next, we have the Eldridge Seamless Skin Enhancing Tint. My best match is T10 right now, and the T stands for tint. And I can also wear the T12, which is deeper at my absolute tannest. This is, as the name would imply, a tint. I love the packaging. It's quite compact, it's makeup bag friendly, and it's very secure, lightweight, sturdy plastic pod, always sophisticated with Lisa and very elegant. And this tint is incredible because it is so thin, and yet I get a strong light medium. It would feel like a lightweight tint might just wear off or dissipate when the weather gets warm or when it's humid. But I've worn this in Puerto Rico in extreme humidity by the pool, and it does not budge. Of course, it's filled with beautiful skin-loving ingredients, and it's designed to be used at whatever quantity the wearer is looking for. I actually put on maybe 1, 2, or 3 stripes onto my face and then buff it in with a buffing brush. But you could also get away with a couple of dots if your complexion is in incredible shape and you just want to even everything out. The shade range is quite robust. There is really no discernible fragrance. I am an ardent Lisa Eldridge makeup fan. I love the products that she creates, and I also love her as an individual. She's just so thoughtful in the way that she approaches beauty. My third foundation I want to show you is the Sisley Paris Fido Tint Perfection. This is the latest foundation formula from Sisley, and it is the first Sisley foundation in a while that I have found a perfect match where I don't have to do any mixing. My match is 4N Biscuit, and this is so concentrated in my experience that the littlest bit goes a long way. I only do half a pump of this much, to get the kind of coverage I desire, which is pretty much medium. It has a subtle fragrance that does dissipate, and just look at the way this distributes. The opacity is incredible, but you do get a very natural finish on the face. And it's incredibly long wearing. I think it purports to wear for up to 12 hours, and I've put it to the test. I was wearing this a lot in the springtime, at the end of the semester, and then I've carried it into my summer travels. I'm on campus sometimes for 12 to 13 hours, and this foundation really delivers in terms of longevity without making your skin feel like it's suffocating. This one feels very lightweight. My skin looks pretty fresh all day. I don't have to touch up. It doesn't move around, and the wear time is stellar. So if you're looking for something in the luxury space that really delivers on its claims, I cannot recommend this one enough. I just shared a foundation splurge from a price point perspective, and I do want to point out that all of the foundations I'm sharing today are all over the map in terms of level of investment, in terms of cost or price. So I've just gone from a splurge price point to a very affordable $25 in price point, and that's just to say that a formula can be a great formula at any price point. This is the TirTir Cushion foundation. It's called the Mask Fit Red Cushion. Red cushion makes sense. Mask Fit is a little bit daunting because nobody wants a foundation that looks like a mask. You obviously want it to be seamlessly blending onto your face. I kept seeing ads for this and people talking about it online, and I hopped onto Amazon and ordered it on one of my orders where I was getting other things, and I'm glad that I did. So I ordered a shade first that I thought was my match, and it ended up being too dark for me. This foundation does oxidize a little bit, and up to this point in the video, the other foundations I've showed you do not oxidize in my experience, but this one does. And so I think it's imperative that you get the right match, and there can be a little trial and error there. I ended up getting a second compact that I ordered called French Beige. It's 31N, and it is a spot-on match for my skin this summer. It looks like this, and I think when you can't see it on the hand, that's a good sign, because that means it's blending, it's matching. I'm glad I stayed persistent to try to find my match in this, because the formula itself is quite nice. So you get this obviously clamshell packaging here, and inside is the sponge. That I prefer a dense brush. I've been in brush mode when it comes to foundations lately, so I usually use that, which is why this looks pretty pristine. Here are some qualities of this foundation I need to highlight for you. One, there is a fragrance. It's not bad to my nose. I don't find it cloying, and it does dissipate once you apply it to your face. So give it a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, and it does go away. I don't end up smelling it all day. I don't mind fragrance things, but I don't like smelling them all day, especially on your face, because it's close to your nose, and that can be vexing. But this does dissipate. Next, it's obviously dispensed in a cushion. So that gives you some travel friendliness because it's not going to leak all over the place. It's not a precious container that's going to break. So it's good for travel or good for throwing into your bag. It does have very long wear as well, which is why I've been wearing it this summer. I just pop it on and get medium coverage instantly. You could get full coverage without much effort. I just don't want that. So I try to just do a full pass all over my face, and then I let it do its thing. Sometimes because of the color is so pretty, it's just a nice neutral olivey beige tone that matches seamlessly with my summer skin. Because of that, sometimes I just skip bronzer and blush and just let my skin look kind of glowy and even. Put some lip color on, a little mascara, and call it a day. But this one is great if you're going to be out and about and you just are looking for a foundation that will once again last and be really effortless on the go. I wore it to a full day of events in LA on a very humid day a couple weeks ago, and had some private laughs to myself because I love a good luxurious foundation. I'm talking about them today, but I feel like this one really held its own amongst these formulas, and it was so inexpensive. It's a good thing. We've come a long way when it comes to formulations. I have heard mixed reviews on this one. For every person who says they love it, there's another who says they don't. I, like I said, have now bought two. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really do like it. Next up is this foundation from Sweed. It's the Glass Skin Foundation. Sweed was a new brand to me until probably 6 to 8 months ago. I saw an ad for their Miracle Powder. I've shown you guys this on my channel. It's a mineral powder that just blurs the skin, offers some coverage and some glow, and I still love that one, but I haven't been reaching for it that much this summer. However, I have been using the Glass Skin Foundation, which is their newest foundation release. Came out a few months ago, and I still really like it. This was another one that I struggled to find my match. I had no place to swatch it. It wasn't anywhere in LA in the physical space at the time I was ordering, so I did order a few different shades, but finally I found my match with shade 9. Great match for me even now. So it is a medium beige as it's described, but there's a few medium beige options. 8 is too light and yellow for me right now, and the 10, which I thought was going to be my match, is too deep. What's great about this foundation, not only does it have cute compact packaging, very secure, lightweight, great for the makeup bag, it truly delivers a glass skin effect. It lives up to its name. It's lightweight. A few drops will give you medium coverage. You can actually use a few less and get light coverage if you wish, but I like a medium coverage with this one, and it looks so natural on the skin. It's virtually undetectable, and yet your skin is perfected and you have this nice soft luminosity glass skin rather than a shimmery skin. It's beautiful. I guess if there's any struggle I've had this summer, it's picking between these great formulas I'm showing you today, because there are so many good ones that I think perform well in warm weather, of which, even though we're halfway through summer, we have many months ahead where we're still going to be dealing with heat. I don't know about where you are, but for us here in Southern California, obviously August gets hotter, September tends to be really warm, and that leads us into October, which is also often warm. So I'm going to be bouncing between all of these for quite a while still. I do have a special discount code with Sweed that applies site-wide, and I'm always happy to offer some suggestions of other Sweed products, because at this point I have tried many. For my UK friends, this is probably something you already have in your arsenal or you can easily pick up. Those of us in the US, I hope we get this soon. Again, this is the Chanel CC cream, and I wear it in 50 Beige. I loved this for the last few years, and then about a year and a half ago I realized I couldn't order my 50 anymore. There are not many Chanel foundations that I've enjoyed over the years. I like the brand, I think it's beautiful, but I could never find my match or my formula match in Chanel bases. But one day I was curious about the CC cream. I hadn't heard anyone talking about it, truly, not really a point of discussion. It seemed like kind of a sleeper formulation in the lineup, and I bought it first in 40, bumped up to 50, that's my perfect match, and could not believe how beautiful it is. It is a glowy, glimmering, creamy skin perfector. It does have a smell, as to be expected with Chanel, but I don't mind the fragrance. It's subtle, it's fresh, and it does go away. Once again, doesn't stay on the skin. This one just glows. It is unreal, but it's not shimmery. I can put a pea-sized amount all over my face and my skin looks like I'm wearing nothing, but suddenly looks way more perfected. And it does have SPF 50. Full disclosure, I'm not a big fan of chemical sunscreen. I almost always try to wear mineral exclusively. I make an exception for this one because this formula is so incredible. It just is very pretty on the skin, and it wears well all day, especially in heat. So you get a good layer of protection. Maybe you want to wear this when you're running or when you're out at the farmer's market, or maybe headed to the beach for the day. You get protection and a nice glowy, even cloak of coverage. The problem is that you can't get in the US right now. They're reformulating. I do believe I have the reformulated version because when I was in London last month, I saw it in a Boots and couldn't believe my eyes, and they said, yes, this is newer, and I bought it. And then I wore it, proceeded to wear it for a lot of the trip because I was so happy to have it. But I tried to buy a backup and realized I couldn't even get one at Selfridges. It was sold out. So I think people have figured it out. It's new and it's hard to get. My hope is that it's coming back soon. I will keep you guys abreast on any news I might hear, but I hope it is because it's a very strong formula for all the reasons I've just shared. This is a foundation I don't hear a lot of people talking about. It is the Christian Louboutin Tint Fetish, or Tint Fetish. It's a balm cream foundation. It does have a little sponge below, but I rarely use that because I use a brush. And this match for me is 30W Golden Nude. I picked this up in the winter, but I've worn it on multiple warm weather excursions since then. And I think it still matches my skin well. It's a little bit lighter and more yellow right now than my skin, but I just warm it up, kind of even things out with a bronzer blush, and then it's fine again. This is a very seamless, creamy coverage. It does have kind of a touch of silicone slip. If you remember the old MAC Studio Fix cream, just revolutionary at the time. It kind of has that feeling, but it has better wear time. It doesn't slide all around the face, which is important, especially with a cream. And obviously the compact is quite opulent, but that would mean nothing to me if the formula wasn't good. I think it's great, and I'm curious to hear if you've heard of anyone else trying it or using it, or if you've tried it. I don't hear it being a formula people are discussing, but I think it's a very good formula, especially for a solid. And I like it. So I wore it in Hawaii earlier this year, almost every day, even at the beach, over sunscreen. And once it gets on the skin and you buff it out, it really becomes one with the skin. So if you're a cream foundation kind of person but haven't found a cream in a while, and I do think this is one of the toughest categories to find a good, long-wearing, natural-looking, crease-free formula in, you might want to try this one. 2 more to go. We have the By Terry Brightening CC Foundation. I picked this up while I was in London last month as well. I picked it up at Space NK. It's so nice to see By Terry in abundance in Europe because it's so hard to find in person in the US. But I've been a By Terry fan since making my trek to Barney's in LA well over a decade ago. We all miss Barney's. And I just think what Terry de Gunsberg has done with her line is so exceptional. Her formulas are always so thoughtful. They are very French. They feel like a markedly different experience from what you might encounter with American cosmetics in the very best possible way. It just feels special and of course very luxurious. My match in this is 6N, and I loved the fact that I was able to go in store in London and kind of quickly visually and then physically swatch, so I knew for sure. Comes in a frosted glass bottle. It's weighty. I haven't really carried this around in a makeup bag for the day because I find once I put it on, I don't really need to touch up. But if I were to carry a bit with me, I just decant it into a small plastic pot. So what's nice about this is it's got beautiful skincare benefits. It gives you immediate hydration. You could skip the moisturizer with this one if you're looking for an all-in-one where that's the case. And I find 6N to be a spot-on match for my medium olive skin. It's neutral. I think the warm was too warm for me. Much too warm, too peachy warm. This is the right, I'm usually a neutral, even though I'm olive. And it feels so lush and light on the skin. I often apply this with my fingers, but if I want a super seamless blend, I use a brush, yet again, and it wears well all day long. I pulled a probably 8 to 10 hour day at Selfridges with Joey one day wearing this all day, and we've been moving around in and out, and I didn't need to touch up once. I don't set it with powder. It's just lovely. So you get skincare benefits, you get a corrective element, you get great coverage, and I think it will play well with skin of all types and ages. The thing that makes it different than some of the formulas I've showed you today is it does have a more moisturizing effect, which is good if you're looking for that. And also it does have a pretty distinct fragrance, as do all By Terry formulations in base. A lot of her products are fragrance. That's a quintessentially French thing, I think. I feel like that is often the case with beautiful French formulas. I love the By Terry fragrance, but it may or may not be for you, so I want to put that out there. Finally, my 9th summer base to show you is one I've talked about countless times, and this one really can also fit into a skincare category because it's that hybrid between skincare and color. It is by far the sheerest of the formulas I've talked about today. It is the Le Métier de Beauté Peau Vierge. I wear it in shade 3, but there might be some shade extensions coming up soon, which might bump me into a more of a 3.5, we'll see. What makes this special? This is so lightweight. It is an X factor for your skin. I would put it on right after my moisturizer for the day, and it just adds this beautiful luminosity. I often just focus application into the center of my face where I have the most redness, the most kind of color I want to tone down or correct, and the glow is unreal, and then you can go in with anything else you might want to put on top. On a really minimal makeup day, I might just wear this alone. My mom does wear this alone. She barely wears any makeup at all. Her skin is beautiful, and she often just wears this alone as her makeup, and it's stunning. If you are looking for just the most beautiful illuminating wash of color, a tint with hydrating and skincare properties, Beige is for you. So many of you who've been with me for a very long time have tried this and use it still. I feel like it's an OG product. So let me know in the comments if you're one of them, how many of you have been around since the first round of Beige with Le Métier. Would love to hear. And I do have a good discount with them as well that I will share in the details box. And that concludes my discussion of my 9 top summer foundations. As a reminder, I have hundreds of foundations in this house. I try multiple foundations a month based on what I do in the world of beauty, what comes my way. And as always, when I'm talking about products in my videos and my content, I talk about probably 7% of what lands at my doorstep for review and evaluation. And I always keep a very tight edit, and I personally try everything before I talk about it. So what makes it into my content, in my opinion and in my experience, is truly the best of the best that beauty has to offer. I want to make sure you're spending your money confidently, wisely, and with great benefit once you get that product, that you love it, that there's efficacy and enjoyment in the process. So you always get my most honest take on whatever it is I'm discussing. On my lips today, I have this Sweed lid lipstick. It's retractable, and this is in the shade Gabriella Beige Rose. This shade was sold out for a long time, and I finally was able to get it and work it into my rotation. It's creamy, great coverage, so pretty, clean, no fragrance. I would love to hear your thoughts on the foundations I chose to share with you today. What are you wearing this summer in terms of base? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what types of videos you'd like to see me making in the weeks to come. I have so many good things to share with you guys, and I'm excited to continue uploading here. Thank you for being here, and if you enjoy this type of content, please make sure you're subscribed, that you're sharing my videos so others who might enjoy my content will find me here. And you can always find newness on my LTK shop, my Instagram, and of course at beautyprofessor.com. Take care.